name's Debbie. I'm the mother of Cluck, community living and urban chicken keeping. I've gotten some requests about the indoor setup I have here for my chickens. So I'm going to tell you how and why I set it up. It is an East Oak picnic tent. It's not what you would expect to have as a brooder or an indoor chicken enclosure. I got on Amazon half price. I set it up in anticipation of getting new chicks. Having a need for a place to put my chickens in case of weather emergencies. Health emergencies.
Okay, Miss Aniela, we here, baby. We need to go see the doctor? Huh? We need to go see the doctor?
And after baths. We're actually in my sunroom right now, and I'll show you how this thing has been set up. Right now I've got it set up in an in-between stage. I'm primarily going to be using it for after I give chickens baths and in case I have a sick or injured chicken or in really inclement weather. You'll see here that I have just some 2x4s that I nailed another 2x4 vertically like this and make a T. Cut at 45-degree angles and all screwed together with exterior screws, decking screws. These are just deck blocks that you would normally use to set up a deck. And then I have some cinder blocks. Everything has been painted with an exterior latex paint. I used Bare premium exterior latex. It just makes things a lot easier to clean, and it makes them more durable so they don't absorb a lot of junk. If you can see over here in the back, I built a frame on the inside of the entire enclosure, and these are, I think they're 1x12. And then in the corners here, I just have a 2x2 to brace them. Down on the floor, this is a little bit of leftover sheet vinyl flooring that I used in the inside of my coop to help keep my coop floor clean and make it a lot easier to clean out so that things didn't get into the cracks and crevices of the plastic flooring on the inside of my main coop, which is a resin shed. It's a sound cast resin shed. So I had some left over and it was perfect size. This tent is a 6 foot by 6 foot by 8.5 foot. One of the things that I really like about this setup the most is how big and spacious it is. When I raised my first set of chickens, I had them in a 2-man camping tent, which is not bad. I mean, it's pretty big compared to your average little setup for a chicken. You can actually get inside of it and hang out with them. But in here, there's plenty of room to stretch out. There's plenty of room for your chickens, even if you have to stick all of your chickens inside.
Somebody lay an egg. Did you do that, Ginger? Did you lay an egg? Yeah? Hi, girls.
I really, really like the setup, and especially compared to what I had before. And really, I've never seen anything like this indoors. One of the things that I really like about the location that I put this in is that we have it in my sunroom. There's a lot of natural light, as you can see. You normally have a little stool over here in the corner, so the chickens can actually even stand over here and look outside and look out the windows. So if they're stuck inside, it's not so bad for them because at least they can look outside. It beats the heck out of being stuck in a dank, dark basement or, you know, in a spare room somewhere. It is 8.5 feet tall by 6 feet wide by 6 feet wide. Plenty of space. So far I've used this as a shelter for my chickens in bad weather.
What is it? You done?
I've also used it as a recuperation area for chickens that had been badly plucked in their back. I had them in an enclosure downstairs in the basement, which was originally our first coop. I called it the sick chick inn. And I had 2 chickens in there for 6 months. The poor girls spent more time living indoors than they ever did outdoors. Penny and Cleo. But we got to a point where we knew that we were going to need that enclosure back outside for our chicks that we're going to be getting this spring. And we needed more room because with all the inclement weather that we've been getting, we needed a safe, large space for everybody that we could bring them in an emergency at the last minute. So we pretty much leave this set up in some capacity at all times. It goes through different stages depending on what we're using it for. Right now, it's just set up so that I can have a place to put them in the case of bad weather, an emergency, illness, injury, or after I give them baths.
You can see the coop from a few different angles during the setup process. I've already painted the cinder blocks and I have set up so I can start painting the interior box. Next is the roosting bars from a few different angles so you can see it from the underside, which you can't really see when it's installed here at this point. The cinder blocks over on the side I used to set up the food and water. And over in the corner you can see that I used a simple storage tote as a nesting box, and I just cut a hole in the side. Here you can see the flooring that I used, the sheet vinyl that I talked about earlier. It runs the whole length underneath and protects the laminate flooring that I have out in my sunroom. Here you can get a better view of the storage tote nesting box, and inside you'll see a little fake egg. It's something that I used when I was training the girls on where to lay their eggs, and since this is a different nesting box than what they're used to, I decided to add it in. Suet cages fit perfectly into the notches in the deck blocks. Block Leader Healthy Coop is a product that I normally use out in the main coop that I decided to add in here to help control the odor of a bunch of girls pooping in an indoor enclosure. I just sprinkle it around lightly, all around the coop. I really like this product because although it doesn't have any kind of odor to it, it does help control odor naturally. It has different bacterial enzymes in it that help break down the chicken poop, and zeolite, which helps control moisture. Here you see what the nesting bars look like after the chickens have been in here for a period of time. They are covered with poop. I tried a couple different ways to clean them. First, I tried a plastic scraper, which was pretty good, but it wasn't quite as efficient as I would have liked. I thought it would be better because of the paint, but I found that a metal scraper not only did a better job, but it also didn't scratch the surface. This is just a cheap little metal spatula that I got at Dollar Tree. I use hemp bedding in all of my chicken enclosures, both indoors and outdoors. And I found that using a cheap cat litter scoop that I also got at Dollar Tree was fairly efficient. But not nearly as much so as a metal strainer ladle, something like that you use to get french fries out of hot oil. I got the strainer ladle at Dollar Tree as well. I also forgot to mention that I got the plastic scraper at Dollar Tree. You really don't need anything fancy for scooping and scraping chicken poop. You just need something that works. I compost my hemp bedding and chicken poop. This stuff is like gold. If you don't, I highly recommend it. Now, doing a full clean out, including removing the bedding, is admittedly tedious and very time consuming. I could have used a shop vac for this portion, but I wanted to be able to compost it, so I did it all by hand. This full clean out was being done in preparation of moving the chicks in, so I needed to remove everything, including the deck blocks. Now warning, these things are pretty heavy, so if you're not able to lift them, do ask for help. I got all the remaining bedding out with just a little dust brush and a dustpan. The next step in cleaning requires a full vacuum out. You'll find that almost any bedding that you use, even low dust bedding like hemp, is still dusty. And that dust will get in everything, including the fine mesh, all over your walls, all over the floors, pretty much everywhere. And now the coop has been converted into a brooder. In the middle you can see the folded up 6 foot by 6 foot washable puppy pad that I got from Amazon for the flooring of the brooder. I used this instead of bedding for the first couple weeks after I got the chicks. And today is the day that my chicks arrived. I think my dog is jealous. You can hear him whining in the background.
At home there was a chick. At home there was a chick and 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 a chick, chick, chick. At home there was a chicken. At home there was a chicken. At home there was a chicken little. And the chick tweet and the chick tweet and the chick tweet and the chick tweet and the chick. The chick goes chip chip chip. The mother hen wants to share food and the chick still goes chip 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 chip. Coop, such a funny chick, always making it cheap.
For the first week after the chicks came home, all they really wanted to do was eat, drink, play, poop, and sleep. Because being adorable is really hard work. Now it's nap time. And all that eating, drinking, playing, and sleeping does produce a lot of poop, which is one of the reasons I really loved the washable puppy pad that I got on Amazon. I didn't have to remove this thing one time the entire 8 weeks that the girls were in here. I was able to easily clean it with just a little dustpan after the poop dried. And I filled a spray bottle with a few drops of Dawn dish detergent, 3/4 of a bottle of hydrogen peroxide with the remaining topped up with hot water. I sprayed it on, let it sit for a minute, and scrubbed it off with just a washcloth. It cleaned up really well, dried quickly, and you can see how well it works. And here's your before and after. Pretty impressive. And this was like this several times a day.
Hey girls. You ready to switch out the bedding? Yes, it can be kind of scary for a minute, okay? I'll try to take it easy.
When the girls were a couple weeks old, it was time to change from the puppy pad to bedding. I decided to do it while they were still in there, so of course they were incredibly helpful.
Hello, Frenchie. Chicken on my head. Chicken on my back. Can you go, baby girl? Can I help you? Come here. Excuse me. Hey, baby. What did you? I don't like this sound. I'm really sorry.
And after completely converting to hemp bedding, the babies are checking out their new environment.
You turn me the friend on my head. There's a pressure out of your fingers, my pressure. Oh, look at that big girl. Be careful, honey. There you go, Frenchie. Those pretty feathers. Let me see, Coop. I mean, you. I'm outside right now with my chicks who are almost 11 weeks old. Got a little helper here. This is Morticia.
And you can see that I'm wearing one of my Fun New Chicken Box t-shirts. Got this in this month's special. They've got 3 fun patriotic shirts, and this is one of the 3. If you like this shirt or any of the ones that you've seen in my video, if you use the special link that you find in the description, I get a portion of the sales because I am a Chicken Box ambassador. And all sales help benefit me and enable me to bring you more fun new videos about chickens and gardening. And I know that you want to see more fun chicken videos. Isn't that right, Miss Morticia? Oh, yeah. Tom Tish? Chicken butt. I recently became a brand ambassador. Isn't that right, girls? Isn't Mom a brand ambassador now? Yeah. Tell them about it. Who's a brand ambassador? Mama's a brand ambassador. Isn't that right, girls? Tell them.
I love my country, I love my chickens, bugging it on when I go through. Shotgun fast from the coop to the gate, going walk, walk, walk all the way to the plate. Coming to the run, see what I brought out. You can cluck around and find out.